Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. Today I got a fun and exciting episode for you guys today because we're going to be going over the recently released demo for Truxton Extreme, also known as Tatsujin Extreme, depending on what region you want to talk about. This has been a game that's been announced as of 2023 and has been very slow in development, but we finally have a first look at the gameplay that we can interact with ourselves. So that's exactly what we're going to be taking a look at today. And to say I'm a Truxton fan would be an understatement. I love the original game and I have the sequel Tatsujin Oh on my FM Towns Marty as a physical copy. Definitely a game that I love to play even if it absolutely destroys me. Before I get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, we got a Patreon link down below as well. What I'm going to do here is just play stage 1 from start to finish and see how well I do. I know you can't see me playing these games, but this is my literal first playthrough of Truxton Extreme as the demo format. I just wanted to see how far I could get, because Truxton and Truxton II are notorious difficult games. They take you out back, they mug you, they take all the money out of your wallet, and they leave you for dead, and you're happy for that because it really is a challenge. That's the number one thing I'm looking for in a new Truxton game, just to feel like I am being absolutely tested. Now again, this is a demo, it's probably not indicative of a final game, but the first thing I would say is at least here, this game seems relatively tame on the difficulty curve. Whether you're in the actual story mode or the arcade mode, just doesn't really have that same sense of it's going to kill you and laugh you while it does it. But because it is a demo, we can't discount the fact that this could just be to get more people into the game. If you demoed this and you basically made it as hard as you possibly could, and people had never played Truxton before, they might put it down after 2 minutes and never think about buying the game again. So I would highly anticipate when this thing actually releases, we'll have some difficulties in there that'll absolutely test even the best shmup players. I talked to a few other people that played this demo as well, and kind of the consensus was it was very easy. But that's totally okay. If you've never played before, it'll help you ease in. And if you have played Truxton before, let me know what your favorite one is. But as far as the actual shmup mechanics on display here, they are a ton of fun. This has been one that I've been looking forward to. Obviously, we've gone full 3D here compared to the original Truxton and the sequel, but that makes total sense as well, because unfortunately not many mainstream developers are going to utilize sprites anymore for a shmup, but at least the graphics we have here do harken back to the original Truxton and Truxton II. A lot of the asteroids and other enemies you're going to be facing are 3D redesigns of some classics, and I will say the number one thing I look at when I look at a new shmup, outside of how much fun I'm having with it, is bullet visibility. You want to be able to see every single bullet, that way you can try to effectively navigate around them. If a bullet gets hidden in the scenery and hits you and you had no idea it was coming, basically you stop having fun and feel like the game just cheaply killed you. The good thing in Truxton Extreme here is every single bullet's visibility is maximized, so if you get hit, it's because you made a mistake, not because the game hid the bullet from you. And death in Truxton Extreme is going to be as dramatic as the other two games, because you don't just get to respawn where you are going to get kicked back. But I would say compared to the other two games, the amount of power-ups the game is going to give you to try to recover from there is going to be maybe too much in my opinion. And you will see here we have a new ship as well. There's going to be different moments in the game where you'll see different colored icons that are going to allow you to basically change out your weapon type, and your ship's going to change alongside of it. There's definitely better or worse ships in my opinion. Some are going to be useful for some areas and absolute crap in others, so you really kind of have to learn those ships, balance their mechanics, and be able to deal with it from there. And as far as your attacks are concerned, you have your basic attack, you have a more charged up attack that'll last for a set period of time, and of course you have the bomb that's going to basically render itself out into a screaming skull, just like we saw in Tatsujin Oh or Truxton II. But you'll see there I did pick up another bomb and I now have 5, so again, the game is basically just giving you gimmies at this point in time. So I really do hope and I do expect, not really a negative, just an observation, that when this game actually sees full release, we're going to see difficulty that is going to make it feel like those arcade classics. Because this, again, is the first time I've ever hit start on Truxton Extreme. I just wanted to see how far I could get on 1 credit, because that's all this demo is going to give you. You have 2 lives. Once you're dead, you get kicked back to the menu. But these asteroids here, definitely very big Truxton vibes going on. But if there is one thing I can say I absolutely do love about this demo, aside of the fact that Truxton is back as a franchise, is the soundtrack. It's just straight up good in my opinion. It has a fun sound to it, so go ahead and listen for 45 seconds. I'll be back with a lot more Truxton. mean, in my opinion, that music is just legit good and works completely perfectly in context of the action you see in Truxton Extreme. And you'll see here we are in that asteroid belt, and I'm already collecting power-ups that are just giving me score. That's because my ship is completely maxed out. And we'll move over to this white ship, which is basically going to be a homing attack. And this, again, is where the game just starts feeling a little bit too easy. Now, if I sat you down in front of Truxton 2, my favorite in the franchise as of the recording of this video, and said try to beat the first level just with the lives that it gives you, and you've never played the game before and aren't practiced, I feel like 10 out of 10 people would absolutely get their ass handed to them in that game. It is just that insanely difficult. So Truxton Extreme here, you will see by the end of the capture, I was able to beat the first stage boss with only taking one death, and honestly, I think I could have really avoided that death. I just wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been. The bullet patterns are fun, they are chaotic, but I just need more bullets on screen when I'm playing this game. I need just a little bit more to try to navigate around to give myself that challenge, because they aren't the fastest things in the world, and there's definitely a lot of openings. I would say that the boss definitely ups the pattern in the geometry as well as in the quantity of bullets, but you'll see that in there I'm able to pretty much move around absolutely everything when we get to it. But again, that's not a negative. I have to remember that these aren't just designed for people like me and other shmup fans that want maximum difficulty because they want to be punished by the game and be given the most amount of challenge possible. This has to appeal to everyone if it's ever going to sell, and I definitely want something like this to succeed, because every single new shmup that gets developed, I want to see that be successful and get more entries. And you'll see there, I just basically went directly left into that laser, just mistimed it, but again, first blind playthrough, that is going to happen. I don't have to feel too bad about it. And you'll see here, if you blow off that bomb, you get that fun skull, kind of in neon, and I do like that aesthetic. I would say as far as the graphics are concerned, I like what Truxton Extreme is doing so far in the demo. It has a fun look, and of course, because it is in 3D, you really do get a sense of depth and scale where you're flying versus the ground underneath you. So I think that is very effective. Really leave me a comment down below and you tell me, what do you think of the graphical styling so far? I would say maybe these asteroids look a little bit rudimentary and could use a couple more polygons or a little bit more stylizing, but otherwise, from the overall environment of the ships we're destroying, it does have a really good look to it. But we're going to do the second soundtrack sample right now because, again, I can't stress enough, my number one takeaway from this demo is the music is just on point, and I definitely want to hear a lot more of it when that actually comes out. 35 seconds and I'll be right back, and I'll show you the first stage boss and just how easy it was for me to beat. I mean, honestly sounds like montage music from a Rocky movie where they're trying to get ready for a fight, but you'll see here the first boss went down, didn't take any deaths to it, and that to me, for a Truxton game, just feels way too easy. So that's kind of what I'm worried about, at least as far as this demo is concerned. The gameplay is fun, the graphics are good, they're maybe not my favorite in the world, but they definitely work. The music is a straight 10 out of 10 in my opinion, but I just need this game to be harder. But I would highly presume and basically expect that when this does launch, you're going to have a ton of difficulty modifiers. You can basically dial this up to be Truxton or Truxton 2 in the difficulty level. I'm sure there might even be easier modes as well, where when you die, maybe you don't have to get kicked back and lose all of your power-ups. Because again, I understand shmups need to be for everybody. They don't just need to be for the hardcore players. And even though we're the ones that usually buy every single new one, I'd love to see the market get bigger, because that means we would get more games in franchises like this. It's one of those things that just want more people playing, which means we're going to get more games. And playing arcade mode, the bullets move around ever so slightly faster, but still was able to get to the end boss and beat everything without having to actually continue and go back to the menu screen. But I am excited about Truxton Extreme. Maybe I sounded a little bit quote-unquote negative about it in this video just because of that difficulty factor, because when I think of Truxton, I think of brutally hard shmups that do not hold your hand and punish you for even the simplest of mistakes. And that is why I love the franchise so much. It takes a long time to make any progress. You're basically poking forward and trying to learn everything, and basically if you stay alive for a minute or so, you feel super accomplished. Here in Truxton Extreme, at least in the demo phase, I had no issues beating the first level on my first credit on my first playthrough. But that's about all I got for you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.